That's how I started, because the 9 o'clock show I always say good morning, so this one I say good afternoon.
By the time we finish.
You think it's going to be that long an episode?
It has to be. We have much to talk about.
Much to talk about. So Eric was on local Biz Buzz in like June.
Yeah.
Talking about pickles.
Yep.
And jardiniere.
Yep.
And he used to sell that at flea markets. I'll just do this episode. You can come back in 10 minutes. So he would sell it at flea markets, and now the flea markets are gone. So he transitioned to pizza.
Yeah, so we started Minga Provisions, and I specifically put the provisions part in the Minga because it was going to be, the whole idea is that we were going to do a bunch of different categories, not just pickles and jardinera, which we started with. But now we do dressings, we do sauces, we do pesto, marinara, stuff like that. We're thinking about doing sweet stuff, but as soon as I can wrap my head around doing candy canes, we decided to do pizza instead.
Let's back up a minute, because people don't know who you are. Give them your history first, and tell them about Chef for Death, too.
So I was a chef in Denver for over 30 years. I sold wine for about 5 in between there, so... then I started a podcast 3 years ago called Chef for Death, which we kind of put on hold because of COVID. So we're about to bring that back again in January. But in the meantime, because of COVID, I really kind of started doing some stuff out of my house. When I had restaurants, I used to sell my pickles and my jardiniere retail inside my restaurants. And so we made a batch just to kind of play around with and have fun. And we started selling like crazy, and here we are, a big, gigantic, somewhat big company. But we have a commercial kitchen now, and it's my full-time thing. And in my house, I just kind of come up with fun ideas, maybe with a little bit of wine to kind of lubricate the, and I made pizza. I always wanted to make cast iron pizza, so we gave it a try, me being me. And we came up with a frozen pizza concept that I'm trying to get my head around and get a hold of, because we're selling a ton of them right now. So,
what does the name Minga mean?
It's a kind of a East Coast Italian expression of exuberance, like Minga. Have you seen this guy's pizzas? Or Minga, do you know this guy? Like it's more of an expression that you start a sentence out with, and the more you use it, the more it kind of adopts itself.
All right, let's talk about your pizzas.
Cool.
What did you bring today?
So we have 4. We do a cheese, we do an all-meat one, but we also do a vegetarian one. This is a pesto bechamel base, oven-dried tomatoes, olives, mushrooms, poblano peppers, because I can't stand green peppers because they taste like tin foil.
I did not know that.
Yes, to me they do. Real mozzarella cheese, and it's on a 20-ounce dough, so a big 16-inch pizza, as you can see. And then we also do the Minga, which is basically a combination of the meat and the veggie, so everything is on there. So it's a red sauce base, oven-dried tomatoes, onions, poblanos, pepperoni, ham, fennel sausage, and bacon, and yeah, olives, mozzarella, and red sauce.
What are your pizza prices?
So the Minga and the meat are $25, the veg is $22, and the cheese is $15.
And what's the cook time and temp?
So depending on like your oven, I have a gas oven, so mine usually takes from frozen between 20 and 25 minutes. Add 5 minutes incrementally if you need to. If you've got my buddy Andrew Parr, he's got an electric oven. He goes, it took a long time, but I have a old gas oven or an old electric oven. So just kind of keep your eye on it. 20 minutes is usually where you want to live.
And how would you describe this? What's the style?
You know, I used to work for an Italian restaurant, which they gave me the name Minga because that's all those guys used to say all the time. Minga, Eric. And I don't know if it's a classification other than just good American pie. It's not thin enough to be a New York style, and it's definitely not thick enough to be like Sicilian or Chicago style.
It looks crunchy, crispy.
It is. So we use Caputo 00 flour, which has got a good gluten content to it. We do a double rise with it, so we let it rise as soon as it gets done mixing. Then we ball it up, and then we let it rise another 24 hours. So it's a 48-hour dough.
How can people get your pizza?
Go to mingaprovisions.com and then scroll down to shop all, and you'll see everything on there. So there's dressings, and then the very bottom one is pizza. So we're trying to move it up, but I'm only one man. But yeah, we do delivery and we do pickup. We were kind of having some struggles with the mail system and doing all that. So right now they come frozen to your door, or if you want to come pick them up, I'm at 675 South Broadway. Just text me, let me know what you want, and I'll run it out to you.
Do you want to give me your phone number if you're saying text you?
720-365-1884. If you have a odd picture you want to send me, let's not do that. And
or they could probably DM you also.
They could as well. Find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook. We're also on Twitter. Minga Provisions, MINGA Provisions.com.
And since you're here, talk about your other products that you sell.
We also do pickles, large format, 32-ounce jar, garlic dill spears. We also do garlic dill chips. One of our huge sellers, crushed pizza, friend of yours, Jason, puts them on. We have a habanero bread and butter pickle, super sweet and spicy, that he puts on his pizza, and it's quickly becoming one of our best sellers. Our pesto we make with basil from Altius Farms. It's basil that's like, the basil leaves are Genovese basil, and they're like as big as your head. So we use their stuff. We also do marinara. Dressings, we do ranch and blue cheese. Our blue cheese is made with real gorgonzola. And
those are all available?
Everything's online.
Delivery as well as pickup?
Correct. Yep.
All right.
I don't have any problem selling those stuff through the mail, but just I think because of the holidays, we're having some hiccups. So if you're in town, hit me up. I'm happy to bring it out to you.
Gotta like that. I'm ready for some pizza.
Shout out to George Eater over at Pizza Republica as well. When I was on my way down here, I was under the impression we might have a working oven, but George was happy to let me use his wood-fired oven. So thanks, George.
We only have a microwave here.
Right.
This is not microwave
This
pizza.
is not microwavable.
Eric, good to see you.
You as well, Larry. Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow for another episode of What's for Lunch. Let's eat. Oh, God. Ooh.
Thanks, man. Not bad for frozen.